Okay, not already, right? Not already. No way. He's there already. Jesus Christ. He's just a delay, right? They literally just sent him to like delay them so they don't end up going to the cave. Why did she make that face? Because he didn't remember the guy. Has he got a loot brain? That's why she made that face. Even he's pissed off. Even he's like, bro, you don't remember me? So I was kind of hoping that they were going to join forces with Guy, but now they're not even going to cross him, right? They're just going to go straight to the freaking left. Ah, but that guy's following them. Man, he is creepy as fuck.
そういう旦那のトラップも結構派手だったんじゃ
I would disagree. I think his jutsu is very good for robot operating. Like she's going to be interested. Yeah. Do it. Oh my god, do people not just love asking that question? I love that the granny's kind of like kicking about with him, you know, like she's holding her own.
そんなに本当に覚えてない。
You don't.
頭の方がケボレベルのようですね。すぐに思い出せて
How do you not remember? Bro is literally a shark. He looks like a character from Suicide Squad. You're telling me you don't remember his face? Even I remember that guy. This is me we're talking about. Bro, I would remember a human shark. That's a human shark! Look at him. That's not a face you forget. You kicked him as well. It was like you just passed each other in the street. Even if I saw this guy for a split second out of a car window going 100 miles an hour, I ain't forgetting that face. But you literally kicked this dude. You fucking kicked the guy. Have we met before, Shark Man? I feel like I would remember you. You do have a shark or a head. That guy is. That episode is a bit annoying with the ending, but that has made me incredibly excited for next week's batch because two of the acapella Zucchini boys have showed up. And they are taking on some pretty formidable teams. We've got Neji, Guy, Rockley, Dwayne Rockley Johnson, and of course 99. All of them taking on Shark Boy. And over on the other side of the world, Lava Girl, aka Itachi, will be taking on Sakura, Super Hot Granny, Naruto, and the White Fang. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good. The one thing that I find curious, the last time Kakashi fought Itachi, he was like scuffed. So how is he going to handle himself now, having to fight Itachi again? Has he recovered? Is he emotionally prepared for a fight with that guy? Is Kakashi going to be able to pull his own weight, or is he going to be dragging the other guy? Because Kakashi, obviously I don't know much about the granny, but I'd argue he's the strongest out of the four of them there. It would be kind of interesting if he ends up being the weakest out of the four of them there because he hasn't recovered from his fight with Itachi, That's one thing I'm thinking of. Oh, Yellow Flash. That's actually a good point. Yes, he wasn't allowed to look up, was he? He was told that. good point. Very good point. This is a really good point, Yellow Flash. Didn't think about that. That kind of makes sense. Yeah. I'm really going to go away a week. But that's a pretty nice way to, you wouldn't remember anyways. That's true as well. I feel like the next week's batch is going to cook, man. Oh, it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. This one, to be honest, this entire batch is pretty good. I feel like Shippuden's pacing is way faster than Naruto. Like, this entire episode was like, just fucking spiraling off into the distance. And I'm curious to see if my opinion changes on Granny, because I'll be real. Already kind of changing. You know, Granny is a bit of a vibe. I'm kind of feeling the Granny, you know, of course. But I am a little bit. Michelle, good night. Good night. Thank you for the bits, Michelle. Thank you. You know, definitely much better pace. Keeps moving very fast, and it keeps building up the fights. And we're only on episode 13, and we've already had like how many damn things have happened? You know, it's like in 13 episodes of Shippuden, it feels like we've had 50 episodes worth of Naruto content. You know, very good, very 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 good. Why, hello, you amazing, beautiful people. Welcome back to another Naruto shit. The last one was crazy, right? So obviously, it's Naruto Shippuden. So the big ship that they built, they started sailing, and they were sailing this big ship all over the damn place. It was great. It was great. I was like, man, where are they going to sail it next? And then all of a sudden, because obviously they're in the ocean, there was a shark, and the shark attacked them, and they were like, what are we going to do about the shark? And now, they jumped off the ship, they landed on this island, and they're about to do battle with the shark, which just so happens to be a war. True story. Press that like button, press that subscribe button. We stream these, of course, on Twitch. You can follow us. Links in the description. And the Unblood Bots, if you have a Patreon, which is the Naruto Shippuden. Oh, Jesus. This process, whatever they're doing to Gaara, seems to take quite a long time. Which I'm both happy it does, and also I hate that it keeps cutting back to seeing Gaara like this. Especially now I've got so attached to Gaara. I'm gonna be real, it fucking sucks seeing him like this. As much as I want Naruto to do that, I don't know if I believe it. I would say, on paper, you would think this isn't going to be that one-sided. And yet, I've got a funny feeling it's going to be one-sided. And then you got Guy, Lee, that random girl whose name I forget, Neji, against Shark Boy. And he's nothing without Lava Girl. Hold on. If we rewind and just look at this scene. Anyway. 10-10, yes, 10-10. I actually kind of love his jutsu, man. That was awesome. So look at his nose. Her eyes just constantly drifting up to his eyes as she just keeps looking up. That's a good plan. Why don't they should try that one? They should try that one. I like that plan. The bonk of the head with the stick and stuff. That's a good plan. That sounds easy peasy. Easy peasy. Just randomly, hypothetically, if he had what Naruto has, could he not
multiply himself by 3, you know, or 4, whatever. Have 4 versions of him, and then one-on-one fight each of them. None of them being able to look at his eyes. Would that not work, or does it only work with the main body? I really love this guy's ability, man. This is a super cool fight. It's a really awesome idea and technique. It's just like a video game. I love it. The waves come, you jump to avoid the waves. These guys are so fucking strong. It's insane. Isn't that exactly how Guy was able to hit him last time, though? It's a matter of not getting it at all to begin with. Let's get levels to that. Be comfortable. Are they having an eye off right now? They're having an eye off. Shit, man, I heard these. The staring contest, right? Who's gonna blink first? Let's watch it. Let's watch it. I guess we never know. Although he winds up his sword like a bat. Oh! I see that even Naruto's Shippuden, for some reason, loves doing this. How many episodes do we have to randomly cut back to just watching Gaara get sucked off into oblivion by this monster? Why? Why does Naruto love doing this so much, man? It fucking loves it. It fucking loves it so much. This is the 3rd time it's done this. Even though it's happening over a long period, it is still weird that they just cut back to it. Like, it doesn't make sense to show it takes time. Yeah, but you don't need to see it. You don't need to see the same image. You know? I love Naruto, and I love Naruto Shippuden, alright? I am saying it right now. You don't need to go back and show us the exact same image. You don't need, no matter how much time passes, you don't need to see it. They love doing it. Nice work, team. That's got to be 10-10, right? Fucking sea mine. How deep was that water? Nice work, 10-10. Obviously you don't know how deep the water actually is because they could be using their juices to stand on it. Wait, no. Wait, Rock Lee wouldn't be able to. I found him too. He can. Rock Lee can? No, for some reason I thought he wouldn't be able to. He's just bad at juices. Oh, okay. I thought he recognized him earlier. He was like, wait a second, you can't be. It's taken, bro. Bro! Man, I never thought I would meet someone with a worse memory than me. Guys, dude, for real? Nah, man, come on. Come on. Guys on another level. What the hell? He still doesn't know. He's like, he's doing it again. I do love to think that this is like all part of Guy's plan. Like he's just doing it just to fuck with him. He like recognizes him straight away, but he's just like, I'm just gonna fuck with him. That doesn't sound like something Guy would do, but I love the idea of him doing it. I don't really get what he's saying there. He's like, yo, this is a one-on-one fight, but also make sure you're ready to beat the shit out of him, okay? But remember, it's a one-on-one, right? I'm gonna take him on, but at the same time, you see an opening, kick his ass, you know? But it's one-on-one. Luke, you've seen me somewhere? Now you mentioned it, Bully 89. I feel like, wait, you can't be. But yeah, fair one-on-one fight, but also fuck him up. But it's a one-on-one fight, you know? My bros aren't gonna do anything, but at the same time, bros, you better do something. Nice. Nice. The best attacks are always the ones where you tell your enemy to plan first. Everyone knows that. Not the baguettes. I like that Tenten's actually doing something. I take it back. He just said she didn't do anything, so never mind. Uh-huh. Shout out voice actor. He's just like, for real. This motherfucker's just like, these guys still doing their best staring impression. Here we go. Even Kakashi was fucking on his ass, man. What the hell happened? Also, the Shadow Clone was genius. Genius. That's exactly what I would have done if I was that guy. Literally saying that thing. What happened to all of them? Naruto literally ran. Also, his Rasengan, he like charged that up well quickly. What the fuck? No. Something's going on. He stole his sword! Is this a similar thing we saw Kakashi get stuck in? His sword is just like Blade's sword. It's got the weird shit in the handles. Yeah, my theory with Naruto is, I am guessing, a second ago when Itachi said, Naruto, it's about time you came with me, I reckon he made contact and has put Naruto in some sort of weird mental trance or something like that. Because the other option would be he somehow dispatched Sakura, Granny, and Kakashi, and then made clones, and then is now fighting all in the space of a second. Even Kakashi couldn't get out of this. Yeah, something weird, man. Something fucking weird is going on. something weird. I like how you might remember something 2 episodes ago, we remember a random YouTube from episode 15. That is because you guys just assume I have a shit memory. 90% of the episode was standing around. Yeah, let's be real, 90% of the episode was standing around. But it was standing around with corners. You know, like they were standing around and they were kind of doing the stare. Remember the stare? Like they were doing like this. You know, that's kind of a cool stare. Well, I think one of them even did like this one. You know? I believe I even saw this. I didn't mean to touch my nose, but fuck it, whatever. Yes, there was a nose touch there. You do have a something memory, what do you mean? I don't know what word it was hidden. I'm guessing the word was amazing memory. You do kind of have a shit memory. You know what's so funny? If you all asked my family, other than Miles, because Miles will never give me a compliment ever, but if you all asked my family, and I say this every time, they would all tell you that I have an incredible memory. But then there's you motherfuckers, you guys, who expect me to remember everything from every anime I watch all the time ever. Bastards. Well, yeah, I think you don't have a bad memory, you just have ADHD. I do not have ADHD. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But no, I don't have ADHD. Seeing as how you did law, you have to have a good memory. Exactly, Crab's talking with logic right there. You literally cannot have a bad memory doing law because if you want to pass anything, you need to memorize tons of shit. So much shit. To be honest, do you know what? I actually think that the best way to describe me is, and I said it earlier in this reaction, is I don't switch on my mind that much. Like I don't like I just enjoy things. I just go in, I just enjoy it. You literally remember random stuff and forget important stuff. Yeah, it's true. It's because I'm not like switched on. I'm just vibing. Why, hello, you amazing, beautiful people. Welcome back to another Naruto Shippuden reaction video. So, there's some water, but more importantly, there's a staring contest. And the staring contest has ended. And you know who lost? Pretty much everybody actually lost. And now there's 3 more Itachis, and everyone else is gone. What does that mean? Honestly, I have no idea. But I really want to find out. So press that like button, press the subscribe button. We stream these episodes live on Twitch, the Unblood, multiple videos on Patreon. And let's jump into Naruto Shippuden episode. I forgot about these bros. It seems really weirdly calm. If they like do a really big fight, yeah. It's literally like Blade. Random question, because I can see you guys talking about anime in chat. I just want to ask a random question. Yeah, I'll let you guys discuss this amongst yourselves. I might not even read it, but I'm going to ask you guys. You can also have a little debate. Based on my favorite anime, the anime I've enjoyed the most, and my personal taste and preferences, what anime that I haven't seen yet do you guys think has potential to be my favorite anime? It has to be an anime I haven't seen. Or what anime do you think I would fucking love? You know? What anime do you go there and go, Luke would love this? Just wondering, you know? I will say, and this might sound weird, but that guy, he's got some nicely manicured nails. One Piece, 100 Girlfriends, Bleach. I saw someone say Gintama. From what I've seen of Gintama, I feel like I would really like that as well. Ranking of Kings, Yu Yu Hakusho, Psychopaths.
Yeah, Ranking of the King. Ranking of the King, je suis d'accord.
Haikyuu, Neon Genesis, Gundam, Banana Fish, Psyche K, DxD, ALTA. Oh, is that Avatar Last Airbender? Quite a bunch. Invincible? Alright, oh shit, alright. Damn. Prison school. Interesting. Okay, Rangar Crimson. I don't think I've heard of that one much. Recreates, Invincible for sure. Maybe you gotta watch that. I like looking at the recommendations. It's nice. It's interesting to see what you guys are saying. I like it. The deer anime. Oh, my dear friend Nokiban or something like that. Oh. Do you think Itachi wants him to fight them? I got a really bad feeling. Is Naruto in the same place that Kakashi was in? Is that what's happening? The OST is cooking hard, by the way. He figured it out, he is. It was the ring. It was the fucking ring. I'm guessing. Either that or like he somehow pointed at him and it worked. It was his finger. Or it said his finger. Yeah, I didn't think he actually meant his finger. I thought he meant he just used his fingers like extraction to look at the ring, but I guess that the ring makes more sense, if I'm being honest. Like, the ring makes more sense if he was going, ah! You know? No, full of Steve. No time for Stevie. Stevie, bye, no. Naruto, shut up, this is important information. So Naruto could never use it, obviously. Focus up. I know I say this a lot.
Putain, plus agressif.
I'm gonna say it again. But I swear this is the Age of Empires music, man. This is a new one. This is the fucking Age of Empires song. I swear to God. I swear it's the same song. God damn it. Oh, did it? You bastards. I didn't say anything about Mario. Oh, come on! So Dilnat. Honestly, man, Guy is doing a very good job. Oh. Did he stop himself in time? Look at his fucking smile on his face. Nah, man. My guy. My guy. Just bitch slapped Shark Boy number 2. I love the OST. It's so, like, terrifying. Great soundtrack. Fucking Lee, man. Guy Sensei was the one who taught Lee about the gates, right? Does that mean Guy Sensei could use that as well? He's going full deep blue sea on his ass. Yeah. Is this Surfshark meet again? This is what happens to you if you don't get Surfshark meet again. You know the punching in my dreams meme? Sadly, that's what he's going through right now. No way 1010 isn't already dead. Yeah, man, 1010 dead. 1010 dead. Don't worry. Forget about 1010. Not even one bone? Is he gonna do a gate? Come on. I knew it! I knew it! How fucking many is this guy gonna do? How many did Lee do? Lee opened 5, okay. He opened 6 fucking gates. Look at this dude. By the way, I really just want to say, and Lee almost died for opening 5. Yeah, man, Lee got fucked. That whole scene was amazing. I was like literally trying to work out how he could survive. I completely forgot the dog was there. That would have made a little bit more sense as well. But goddamn, that scene was epic. Oh, this is really why I shouldn't stream Naruto. I got a soft voice. I'm really gonna fuck up my throat. I'm gonna try and remain calm. I'm gonna remain calm. It's fine. Neji about to do something as well. Neji, the ultimate bro. 6 fucking gates, man. 6 gates. And I also want to say, Shippuden's OST, Shippuden's soundtrack is so good. It's so good. He broke it. Oh, I love Neji, man. Neji is the dude. Oh, fucking hell. Our boy, Mr. Shark, has got himself a sleep paralysis demon chasing after him. Ah, come on, they can't be playing a fucking 5-minute long Naruto Shippuden episode like that. What the bollocks is this? Oh man, I really gotta stop yelling. Gabrielle, PBS, thank you so much for your 14-month resub. Happy Naruto Day, and happy Naruto Day to you as well. Don't forget to blow out your Naruto candles on your Naruto cake. Oh my word, thank you for 14 months, by the way. Everything with Guy in that episode, absolute fucking peak, man. Everything with the OST, peak. Also, didn't someone mention it? Some new person? Takehito, hello, welcome. Fucking awesome. The opening of the gates, blowing up the water, Neji smashing his way out, freeing the other two technically. Oh my word. Luke is starting to show symptoms of 5-second episodes. I swear though, that one was. Okay? I don't know how Crunchyroll does it, but they are lying to us. Look, it says 23 minutes. It fucking ain't 23 minutes. It was literally, you know what it is? That 23 is actually 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes, 35 seconds. They think they're fooling us. They think they're tricking us. They think they're tricking us. I see through them. I know. I see through them. I see through them. You don't think I see through the bullshit? I see through the bullshit. I don't think it's bullshit. That's all that perks. I will say though, it's been 2 episodes and the game state hasn't changed. Game state. Game state. I don't know what the game state means. Can I draw you, Luke? Only if you draw me like one of your French girls. Guy is one of the best characters. Yeah, man, Guy is one of the best characters. Lee is one of the best characters. Neji, that whole team is cooked. I don't know much about 1010, but she's growing on me. I've liked 1010. Everything we've seen of her so far has been very cool. That means 50 episodes instead of 5, does it? Everyone is in the same place doing the same thing. Yeah, but it's cool though. You know, it's cool. It's fine. You know, think about John Wick in the first movie. In the was it the second movie, the third movie? Bro is still in like that one area in New York for like 50 years. But yeah, people are still in the same fights. Oh man, come on though. A good fight needs to be a good fight. Like that fight with Lee, badass fight. The breaking of the bubbles, badass. Naruto, obviously we weren't watching much from this episode, and he did his crazy scream and exploded and all that sort of stuff. Badass dude. You know, we got to see Naruto's development. Naruto approach the situation differently. You know, Naruto up until this point, we've just seen him run in headstrong and head first into every situation. But this time he actually took in someone's like advice, changed his fighting style, calmed down, and did the right move. You know, he played it more like a game of chess than he played it like a game of Naruto. And the way we saw Guy open up the gates as well, having that OST, how amazing that was, seeing Guy do something that significant when we know how dangerous it is, and then also seeing Neji get themselves out of the bubble, brilliant. Obviously, we haven't progressed much, doesn't matter. When everything is done so nicely, the episode will blink by, and that is always a good sign of enjoyment. So yeah, kind of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah, kind of like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Why, hello, you amazing, beautiful people. Welcome back to another Naruto Shippuden reaction video. So, Shark Boy, well, he really misses Lava Girl. A.K.A. Itachi. But ain't no one gonna be saving his butt now. He's woken up the demon inside of the 6 gates that is otherwise known as Guy Sensei. Oh, Jesus. And Naruto, well, he did a crazy anime scream and is somehow broken out of Itachi's prison. Maybe, we didn't really see, so let's see. Anyway, like the video, subscribe for more, stream on Twitch, the voice on Patreon, $1 a month, links in the description. Naruto Shippuden episode 15, let's do this. The longest 5 minutes in anime history. Guaranteed that is Hunter, right? Not Hunter. Interesting. That's not good. Well, this ain't good. Kind of sound like What's Up Danger for a second. Now, I know this is supposed to be a serious and dark moment, but all I can think is how incredibly sus it is that Sakura's head is coming out from just above his crotch. There's his growth. Yeah, you may be right. Yeah. So why did Sakura's head have to come out of there? Man, this is creepy as shit. What do you mean hear you out? What part of this? Itachi really is a son of a bitch, man. Come on, Naruto. Come on. Very, 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 very good and lucky situation that he just happened to ask this question. Naruto? That's what. Okay, this seems like shit advice. How the fuck is he supposed to do that? Send him a message? Wait, let me just call my boy. Naruto! This is why I've been saying that Sakura is the best. Alright? She's kicking ass and Shippuden. I love her. She's doing amazing so far. Second, I've always liked that granny. I never was mean to her. I never was angry about her. I've always thought she was cool. I've said that forever. So that I've never called her names ever. I don't know what you guys talking about. Kind of sucks a little bit, doesn't she? Never. I was always fine with that granny. Definitely. Yeah. No. Hey. Yeah. No. Totally not true. No. I don't know what you guys talking about. I always liked her. You guys are great. You're misremembering things. Kind of sucks a little bit, doesn't she? That was another guy. You confused me with a different stream. Oh. I see. I'll show you how it's done. Damn, Kakashi. Tell us how you really feel. Naruto, don't worry. I'm gonna show you how it's done. I'm not even joking. I honestly thought that was the end of the episode, and I was about to flip my whole desk over. I was like, they're getting shorter. They're getting even shorter. That one was 10 seconds. I really did as well. 100% true. They hate forests. There's no way he's landing this. No way. They know trees are the real villain. Ah, damn it. The problem with it is with those two moves, they're just too fucking slow. What jutsu? Naruto, what jutsu you talking about, bro? What jutsu? Naruto? Naruto is sponsored by Bob's Tree Planting and Landscaping Services. For fuck's sake, Michelle. Man, imagine Mr. Beast in this world. He'd lose his damn mind. For every forest that Naruto and friends destroy, I'm gonna plant one tree! The fog effect. I give him some respect, bro. Oh, that was some cold animation there. much of the fog effect. Never mind lasting 20 episodes, it lasts 20 damn seconds. And yeah, that animation was cool. I don't get it. One of these dudes have very nicely done nails. Also, are they about to kiss? They're about to kiss. He pulled a nail first. I think they're about to smooth. Apparently she's not getting sucked back into the water bullshit, is he? And just when I was complimenting the animation, we've gone full fucking South Park. So I guess they spent all the animation budget on that smooth scene we just saw 10 seconds ago. And now they called up Trey Parker and Matt Stone and said, yo, can you guys direct this next part of our Naruto episode? Don't worry guys, just stand and it'll be fine. He's smiling. Oh, and that's why it was paper. Whoa! Yes, kick. That's what that is. Well, fuck me. Now I'm not saying I ever planned on doing it, but just to be safe, don't ever fuck with Guy. Can I call you Ali? Well, welcome in, Ali. Welcome to your first stream. Yeah, he spanked him. He spanked him so good that set her on fire hot enough to dissolve all of the water into steam. That's one hell of a spanking. Meanwhile, these bros are about to shoot. You barely ever. I don't. Naruto getting a direct hit with his Rasengan is about the same. It happens about the same amount of time as I look out that window and see flying donkeys, which is 0. Bro never gets those fucking hits in, man. It's the slowest damn move ever. It is like a runaway freight train with no wheels. It ain't a danger. It is scary, but it ain't a danger. Oh. I'm really excited all of a sudden. Bro looked like he was smiling. Yeah, I'm with you, Naruto, a little bit straight. I feel like punching someone with the hardest punch they've ever been punched with would usually not make them smile. You know? I would smile. Someone punched me really hard in the face, you know, a few teeth of, you know, my nose, you know, my eye like explodes or some shit. I was like, yay! I would be like, no! But that's just me. Maybe I'm the Maybe I'm. I swear. We need to find out if somewhere around my house I have half of like a medallion, and Guy Sensei also has half of a medallion, and if I met Guy Sensei, we could put our medallion halves together and it would turn out that we are long lost twins or something. He was your family. How can you forget Sharkman? You two go way back. Do you remember how I said it was bizarre how they were still in that room? Remember? Remember I was like, why are they still in that room? Aren't they fighting? But you could still see them in that room. I got back here. Just a random dude. Okay, well that's probably why he doesn't recognize him. Wait. Is that why this entire time Guy never recognized him? Because he hadn't actually met him. That wasn't Shark Guy to begin with. I like to think, no, he actually has a bad memory. But, alright, let's just say, on one hand, Guy has a very bad memory. On the other hand, Guy is super genius. Okay? Which one? Bad memory, super genius. You know? I like to believe super genius. I'm pretty confident it wasn't, but I like to believe super genius. So before there was a yeah, I remember Europe. Before when they were in that room, because like we saw them stand up on that like whatever they were sitting on, right? Like we saw these two guys sing out in the open, and they were like channeling their jutsu, whatever chakra, doing part of that weird ritual inside the cave, right? They were like part of it. And then we saw them stand up and like presumably go to their fights, right? But then when we cut back to the cave, they were still in the cave. You know? And the guy's like, oh, it looks like these guys are starting their fights. But he was still there. So, what does that mean? What happened? It does get explained. I imagine it's going to get explained, but yeah. Very, very, like, good little bit of a twist there. I had no idea. Man, that was so weird. The scary part of that, if I'm being honest, is definitely the idea of be careful not to spoil it from chat. I'm not reading chat right now, but be careful. Is the idea of strength, you know? Like, think about Shark Boy. Shark Boy literally was gonna walk through all four of them, you know? Neji, who's very tough, you know? Our boy Rock Lee, who is also very tough. Tenten, don't really know her well enough to judge. It seems alright. And literally trapped all three of them and was beating the crap out of Guy, and the only way he was able to survive was by opening the gate, you know, which is like a last resort kind of thing, you know, it's like playing Russian roulette. But he did it because they were screwed if he didn't. So that leaves two things. Either whatever jutsu they were using that allowed them to do what they did makes the person have full strength of the original, meaning that Shark Boy and Itachi were at full strength in this fight, or they weren't. They weren't at full strength, meaning that those four versus Shark Boy, they were fighting a weaker version of him, which is terrifying. Yeah. Jesus. You know, I'd say it's less terrifying for like Kakashi and Naruto because the Granny and Sakura did get involved. So it was a 2-on-1 fight the entire time. And Kakashi and Naruto never really looked too out of it. So yeah. I know about the 30%. That's not relevant to what I'm saying. I'm saying something different. You guys are adding that on top of it. Why are you all spamming the same thing? I remember. I don't know, but that's got nothing to do with what I'm saying. I know about that, but I'm saying about this other thing. You know, I'm saying does this other thing affect it? I'm away, man. I'm away. Thank you, Squirtle. Thank you. I did not. It is though. What? Well, no, because I'm talking about what they were doing with these guys. I'm talking about like why there's these two random strangers there, and if these two random strangers are fighting at the same strength that the other guys were. That's what I was talking about. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. There you go. But yeah. Which brings me to another point. The other ones we've seen are like kicking about their place because we've seen a couple others, right? Are they also like not them? Guess what? We'll find out.
G thing where he started from the bottom. He doesn't want to that, but they could have if they wanted to, like, I don't know, have a hot barmaid or like a cute nun or something like that.
Yeah.
If they wanted to be dumb like that, but it's good because it shows me that they're not going to stoop to that level. It seems like because if they would have done it, they would have done it in the first episode. Mm-hmm. Maybe they'll do it later just to kind of spice things up a little bit, but that's different. They're not like trying to.
Oh, my story's not interesting enough. Here's a girl that's not even well written or like has anything going on. Just
on the other hand, there's something like Apothecary Diaries where like most characters are female, and there's a big focus on sex because that's a part of the story. Mm-hmm. But this is not a story that's seemingly focused heavily on sex and women and like women being property and being traded and stuff like that. Like the concubines and the courtesans, they have a similar role just in high and low class society. Mm-hmm. It's a big part of it. So there's a lot of girls with like open blouses and stuff like that, and it's anime like waifuism, but it's for a storytelling reason that they look like that, and it has, even though it's like supposed to be titillating, it has like a tasteful kind of element to them, even though they're like literally presenting themselves as sex objects. And it's a part of the story. It's a part of the aesthetics. And they're still characters in spite of that or within that. Mm-hmm. It's a big part of that story. In this, it doesn't seem like they're going to stoop to that level when they don't need to. Not that you're like stooping to the level. It's kind of undoing what I was saying. They're not going to go into that. Yeah, we already said it, yeah. But I like that. It's promising. That shows promise that a lot of other series would have. A lot of they would have just given up or like tried to do something like that anyway. Mm-hmm. Good shit. And I'm super interested. Mm-hmm. I'm super interested. Leave a like and subscribe. See you guys next person.
I'm Lindsay.
Welcome everyone back to another Boldcast reaction person.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Orbcast on the Movements of the Earth, episode 2. Leave a like and subscribe. Join our Patreon to get ahead, uncuts, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be a similar thing here to like Apothecary Diaries, I think, where we're like way ahead of where we are on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's check it out. The show's really good. Let's see where it goes.
But you will.
Or else. He gets the idea from like falling like that. Wait a minute. Just a goddamn minute. But how do you explain the ice wall? I know, I know that it, it's going through the motions of this, and I think that he'll end up like getting to where kind of we are. But it's just funny seeing somebody like slowly, like one of his arguments is basically like, I mean, it would just cause too many problems. Like, and it's just like,
as if the like diagram of everything, like if that isn't like way more complicated.
It's just as complicated. It's just from a different perspective. Like but the thing is, it seems simpler because they have an explanation already like done out and already like all this history about it. So it's I don't know. It's just funny seeing somebody go through all of it like, oh, but it's preposterous because otherwise like we don't have any reason to believe that. But it's just like it's because we haven't researched it. So but we researched this other model. So yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of funny. You better clean up those pieces of paper, my friend.
Yeah. No.
Except not quite like that, but sure. A little time skip. Imagine reading in the dark. It must be bright for them.
Mm-hmm.
Adjustments. Being closer to truth is being closer to God. True Christian, true believer. The truth is out there, Rafflecopter.
Whatever you want. I don't care.
The choice is yours.
Just gonna keep doing it.
You can just plant a seed of doubt in people and then run away. What the fuck, man? I wonder what he found. Or if he did just want to.
Or if he just wants to inspire this kid
Yeah.
and then leave.
If he was gonna leave anyway, but then he sees this kid, he's like, oh, this kid's sharper than I thought. Maybe it'd be worth it to inspire him a little bit. Uh-oh.
He's getting arrested.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Inquisitor, yeah. Be careful lying to this guy.
Yeah.
He sees people lie every fucking day. He's got blood on his sleeves. Yeah, he sees right through him. He sounds like he sees through him.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, God.
Were you just left this laying around?
Oh, my God. He's gonna have to blame it on him?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Oh, maybe this is why he said he was leaving. He was gonna. He knew they were coming down on them.
Yeah. I'm trying to let him give him that.
They don't know what it is.
Yeah. I figured they would think it was suspicious.
Wow. Died. Was burned to death. Holy shit. Wow. It's all up to you, kiddo. Damn, that's terrifying.
Oh, he hid his stuff in there. A long ass way out there.
No gear, no like water. Just in your fucking school outfit. Oh. Hello.
Soundtrack. I was trying to see if that one Hunter soundtrack.
You already got that part.
He must have hidden all this stuff like a long while ago.
さらに拷問で私より優れた人間に焼却されることを望んだ。それがあなただ。あなたが燃やせる。あなたの理屈は一つより。あなたならやれる。依頼報酬は運びで封した。十分の額だ。では、任せた。
Sweet bird?
He's just gonna research it all again.
This reminds me of the scene of Breaking Bad. Really, man? He's gonna burn it all. His life's work. He's gonna stomp it out.
Bro! Put the lid on.
Well, I wish you didn't start burning it. Just like, you just deleted like 30 years. Damn. But what happens if you get burned to death? Could you imagine this is like a JoJo thing? Where it's actually an anthology. He just like, we get 3 episodes and he fucking dies, and then we just pick up his apprentice and just keep going. He's gonna ball for a kid. Uh-oh. Are they gonna go to his parents? Yeah. This is his dad? Why did you guys just let the kid in there?
Teach him a lesson, I guess. Make sure he doesn't do whatever.
Oh, like a heretic meeting place?
Just a guy. How could such bloody hands do the Lord's work? The Lord's work that he's doing literally just soaks his sleeves in blood every day.
Yeah, I wanted to say I really like how they're like the show
through the series is pointing out the sort of elitism of the church, where that was kind of the a part of it as well, is that they choose who gets educated, they choose who rises up, so you believe what they believe. Like, the whole system of it isn't often as explored. Usually, like, religious zealotry or dogma is just like a fucking, they're just assholes, I like that the series is going into that a little bit more, so they, like, the idea that he's like a layman, he's a lay person, because he's not a monk or or he's not celibate, he hasn't made like a vow of chastity or anything. It's, I don't know, I like that. I like that they're getting into the details of how the system, like, keeps other people down or other than who they want to go forward. It's interesting.
No.
進学をやめた時は4人のよって天皇不便度がやはり異端者だった衝撃で気が動転しているだけだよ。私はこの留学期間に
What? I'm sure you can convince him.
先日行った急激な方向転換により将来が極めて危うくなっていた。正直に打ち明け国に説得し解決難のことだ。さあ、宣言全部はやらないと。というわけで、宣言します。専門は二度としません。普通に嘘をついた。まともに戻ってきた。僕の顎でした。
Yes, I returned to my normal fake ass self.
言葉では嘘ほど便利なものはない。培ってきた合理的判断力、トラブルを回避するんだ。
No, yeah, he just straight up did. I thought that was going to be like, I thought he was just saying that's what I would have done before this.
後でこんなに変容です。大学に行けなくなる方が指導説を承認するのだが3、40年はかかるだろう。夢物語じゃない。地道に確実に進んでいるんだ。父さんがあれほど天皇に毛嫌いしているのにどうしてこの家にこんなに資料があるんだろう。
Nice.
Good. What do you think of that episode?
Man, can't believe, like, I guess it makes, like, sense that Hoover got killed off, but it's like, because I thought it was going to be him kind of, like, teaching him, and it was going to be, like, a whole story about that, but no, it was just getting him inspired, and then, leaving him to kind of sit on it, and hoping
It's
that
a call to adventure.
yeah, hoping he'll do, the right thing. And he burns all the evidence.
But then puts it out, so maybe he has a little bit of it or something.
Or at least he's going to be starting from scratch, and, maybe...
But he stopped the burning. He put it out, so there might be some left.
Yeah.
This was a manga, you have to remember. So
Yeah,
it burned for 1 page or 2 pages, and then he thought about it and then put it out. So, how much or how little is burned is just, completely up in the air.
But he's still got to go back. Even if he has some of the stuff, there's probably some that's missing, so he'll have to kind of start from scratch. Regardless, which is maybe good, because Hoover thought, like, this could never be proven. But maybe, on the second pass, where the conclusion is very possible, but then you start and are like, okay, how do I rationalize this? Then you come up with it in a different way that could maybe be more easily explainable, or like, you could tell it to someone and they would believe it with a normal person. But yeah, it's really interesting. I like Hubert's whole thing of like, it's just, if God is so amazing, then surely like this model is really beautiful and makes a lot of sense. And just because Earth isn't at the middle of it doesn't mean that it wouldn't be like a fantastic creation.
That's what I never understood about this whole idea about the Earth has to be in the center of the universe, historically. Other than obviously the keeping people down is the more important thing, and this is just a way to do it. That's what I never understood about it. It's just like, how is the Earth being because they already knew about other planets and other celestial bodies and comets and things like that. How does the Earth being the center make the Earth more special? Because isn't it more special that that God created an entire universe around the Earth, basically, and the sun is, or the Earth is going around the sun and is the perfect distance away and is like spinning in the perfect way to like give its sun at the perfect times and move and change the seasons? Isn't that just as intricate and much of a, like, the fact that it's all planned out and logical as well, like, it still fits within the idea of that God could have done it. But like, why does it need to be in the center of the diagram? For like, it's, we still technically are. It's like the sun exists to anchor, to support the Earth regardless. It doesn't matter if it's going around the Earth. Why does that make it less important? You know, like from a, I never got that. I think the answer is something that the show seemingly is going to be getting into, is that it doesn't matter. None of it matters. All that matters is that, you know, we control the information, we control how people see things, we are right, and that's what matters. And you know,
it's also like they don't want to go back on something.
They don't want to go back on their word.
Declares this is the truth, but then new evidence is brought to light that may not be the truth. They can't say, oh, this is not true because some guy discovered this, when God already told them that, like, this was the correct way, and then they told everyone else that, like, you know, if
the church is fallible, then it loses its power. That's the real point of it.
Because, like, the church is supposed to be, like, the direct, like, sort of representation of God. So if they're wrong, then it calls God into question. Because, you know, it's such a close...
I think it's the other way around. I don't like that's. I think you're thinking of the other way. I'm saying the other way. I'm saying that what matters isn't whether God is called into question or whether the model is called into question. What matters is that these people who control, who is educated, who is in power, who has access to riches and everything. You know, if you're calling God, it's not about calling them into question. Therefore, you're calling God into question. It's, if you're calling God into question, you're calling our authority into question. All of this is a tool for them to control people. I think it's the main thing. I think that's kind of what more it was in real life. Because yeah, when you think about it, you just ask, like, does it matter whether the Earth is in the middle? No, it literally doesn't. It doesn't actually matter to a normal life. And it doesn't change whether, like, if from a theological point of view, it doesn't change God's power. It just changes how we perceive God's power. But if the manner that the people perceive God's power is called into question and people begin to have doubts, then they aren't just doubting God, they're doubting the church, and that's what really matters, because the church gets all the taxes, they have all the schools, you know, a Catholic school, they control all the schools, they control who goes to university, who gets to read, things like that. So if you want, that's what more it is. It's more about the control than it is about anything else. And it seems like the show is kind of respecting that, especially with this conversation between these two monks, or these two friars, or whoever they are. Because this guy was a mercenary, and he was taken in by the bishop, who was a very important guy, to carry out his plan in exchange for not having to be celibate, in exchange for maybe his daughter having a better life, who I think we saw in the OP, and the fact that she's older. I think that's kind of how this is going to be. Maybe this episode, maybe after this episode, or maybe sometime in the next episode, we're going to have a time skip where he's like fully into university, and it might be 8 or 10 years later or something like that. Because then the daughter is going to be older, and maybe she will be interested in him as like a teacher figure, and he'll be able to like pass down to her. And maybe there'll be like kind of a feminist angle to it too, where because she's a girl, she maybe wants to learn about all this stuff. She's maybe inquisitive. This is my guess, is my speculation. And you know, women at this point didn't have access to education the same way men did. So maybe that'll be an element of the story as well. And then he'll have to become sort of the tutor, the inspirer, and put his life on the line to carry on this research. Because he says at the end here, it could take 30 to 40 years to prove it. I'm like, it might take more than that. Like, it's probably going to take longer than that. We'll be lucky this is an anime, so Maybe in his lifetime, but I like that they set that up, that it could be a lifelong journey, and this series could go on the course of his life or longer, because we just saw a guy who had all this research, passed it on, and then you burned it, and set yourself back. And even if you research it, you're probably just going to find yourself in the same shoes as him, because the problem is not whether or not it can be proven. You guys have he had a wealth of research, and you guys can, we study. The way that it was proven was not with fucking hyper telescopes and shit and insanely powerful technology. It was just from observation and reasoning. So the problem isn't whether or not you can observe it or prove it or get evidence. The problem is the dogma. The problem is the system that is using this as a way to keep people in line. So I think that will be something that is likely explored maybe later, and I wonder how big a time skip it's going to be. There's only one way to find out. Is there anything else you want to say?
I'm just, it's interesting with the time skip and how he said, I'll just go study theology and then I'll transfer to astronomy later. That also, kind of shows the time skip, because we're obviously just going to skip him studying theology.
I don't think we're going to necessarily skip it. I think what we might run into is that we're maybe going to skip to him trying to switch.
Oh, and then
because it keeps happening. He's like, okay, I have this, I want to do this, but I just say that I'm doing theology. And then he meets Hubert, and then he's like, okay, I'm going to do astronomy. That's my thing. And they're like, no, you're not. He's like, okay, I won't now, but I will later. And then it seems like that every step of the way, and it just how this keeps happening is they push you a little bit, and then eventually it just never gets done, and it's your whole life is gone.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're maybe going to run into next, where he's going to be like, okay, I want to transfer to astronomy, or there's something I've come in my research into theology. I need to study astronomy in order to prove this, this theory, or gain evidence for this whatever interpretation of the text, etc. So I need to dip into astronomy. And then they'll be like, that's not allowed. And then he'll be like, oh, right, of course, okay. And then he'll go do it on his own, get caught, have a close call, and I think that's going to be the sequence here until, for the next 30 or 40 years, or until he fucking dies. That's what I think.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love it. The ending is just like, oh, this is my son that this is you, this is so you, and he's just being so fake.
I wonder why there's so much astronomy books in this house.
Yeah.
Did he have the same thing? Maybe that's why he's pushing so hard for him to go into theology, because maybe that's what he did, but now that he's a teacher.
Was his good friend, too.
Yeah.
That he, knew, so, yeah, maybe
it was like an Erwin and Nile thing in Attack on Titan. Where Erwin was like, I have a thing that I want to do something with my life. There's a truth that I want to find out. So he goes and does that. And Niall's like on his level, but he's also like, fuck that. I want to live my life.
Yeah, I don't want to die.
I'm gonna join the military police and just have a quiet life, and that's it.
It could be like that. Like maybe he's interested, or maybe knows more than he technically should, but is choosing to not pursue that. And
maybe he sees Hubert in Raffle. Maybe he did from the beginning, and maybe that's why he took him in as his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe even more of an example of here's this guy who's studying astronomy. Look what happens.
Yeah.
But
maybe that's why he sent him there.
Yeah.
That could be why he sent him to pick him up in the first place, because he wanted to
be like, this could be you if you don't smarten up.
Leave a like and subscribe to Sandstone Person.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye. Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction person.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Hors on the Movements of the Earth, episode 3. Sorry, it's been so long since we posted. It's been since March at this point, which is really, really bad. Things were just coming up, and then this just fell to the back burner, and then now we're back to it. So we hope you guys enjoy the reaction. Leave a like, subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Patreon, thank you so much for your support. We hope you enjoy most of all.
J'ai pas eu mes...
No, I'm excited.
J'ai pas eu mes... What?
0. Oh, rough notes.
No,
You
are you
didn't
serious?
finish the job, you moron.
Who burns important documents without checking that they're burned all the way through? The only thing that he could do was just lie and say that it was the other guys and like he found it somewhere in the house. So he had to burn it before it could harm anyone.
And come back, he's missing an eye or some shit. Uh-oh.
Nope.
Last thing you want to hear from this guy.
Out of the frying pan into the fire over here.
I have a feeling he will continue to appear like suddenly like that from now on.
Honestly, you should have just taken that out of the house and burnt it at his like spot.
I wonder if he went to ask him because he already had his dad. Oh right, sorry. The last episode left off with why does he have so many books on?
Right? Yeah. I
forgot about that. That was the connection with all this. But yeah, sorry.
Right, it's been a while.
Yeah, I forgot that was like the kind of the cliffhanger of last episode.
Not gonna admit to anything.
No shit.
Martin and Walden.
What does that mean? Oh my
You're
god.
talking out loud at the wrong time. Why are you so invested, bro?
He smells something off around here.
Well,
Oh, that's why he took him in? I see.
Oh boy. No. This freaking guy. You idiot.
You're a fucking idiot. He's afraid of what he'll face, so it's better he takes it, but they're both gonna get punished. And he's gonna sacrifice himself. He'll have to sacrifice himself and say that it was all him, and the kid is totally innocent. Holy shit. Oh my god. The pair of anguish? Is it Ruben's eyes? Is that what happened to Hubert? He had like a scar across his face?
University. Or, okay.
It's just an interesting line coming from him. The most important choice you make in life is what to give up. I imagine he probably faced a similar thing. That's maybe why he's given them this. Maybe he gave up his innocence.
Yeah, like he gives up his not torturing people every day, so that he never has to give up his daughter, because the world, like, then if all the bad people are tortured or recanted or burned to death.
I wonder if that's even part of his like thing, or if it's just his job, and he like can secure her a better life, because the church has all the schools, so maybe he's doing it so that she can go have an education.
Maybe.
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Oh merde.
He already just restarted from scratch.
Fighting for the truth. He's thinking about it even now.
Pourquoi j'ai pas... Mais je l'ai déjà passé ça ou quoi? Je sais même pas. Je sais même pas si je suis allé au Hors. Peut-être que je suis allé au Hors, mais du coup j'ai pas le reste.
He'll feel like rips it up.
Can you imagine? If you can't get out.
Would he rather be tortured or lose his...
Yeah. Bro.
He would rather face torture than get rid of his documents. He's sweaty. He really doesn't want to do this.
What if we just convinced this guy?
I don't know.
Maybe
he could, but he has a greater desire. He has a greater reason to be doing this. Exactly.
Did you drug him?
No way.
Oh merde.
Or did he drug himself?
Tier 2.
Oh, he did drug him. No way. He did, yeah. This is gonna surprise him even more. Wow. Wow. What?
What? Holy shit, he's awesome.
One of those guys is having a crisis.
He's a man without hope. He sees people get tortured and killed. He does it himself. He can't understand it. He's so far from it. What? He's just gonna fucking die? What?
For real?
He's just dead?
Oh my god.
No fucking way. Wow.
10 years later.
Somebody else is just gonna find it?
Really?
That's the end of his story? What are these people?
They found his note. But like,
Who are these people? Are these his classmates? Yeah.
alright.
So he's dead?
I guess so.
I think I said something like that, like what if the whole story is, because it's not something that's solved by one person, it's something that continues on, and that's
Yeah, I
and
guess
it's
would have thought
kind of
that you
saying
ever
that's
would
actually
more.
a theme of the story, it's not just a it's not just an interpretation,
Mhm.
it's like that's what the story is about, it's this thing that just keeps moving on despite,
Mhm.
the struggle.
Man, I didn't think that he was actually gonna die.
Crazy.
Even when he said that he was poisoning himself, I'm like, did he somehow big brain his way out of this? That he's gonna fake his own death and then escape or something? But I guess not.
It's
So
crazy. He just and they totally coming up. It comes out of nowhere because he's
well,
like
it's also because he already
he's like could you solve heliocentrism? He's like yes. And you're like okay yeah.
yeah.
And then he dies.
It's also just fucking crazy because he could have not easily he always would have been at risk, but he could have just recanted, burned all his shit. He keep in mind everything that is within that box, because he burned what was in
of it, not
Yeah.
all of it. But he took it further.
But
And it was
yeah, but what I'm
revised.
saying is he still knows what he just did. Within the past few months, I guess is what I'm saying. He still would know how to get back to the point that he was at over the course of his life.
But it would just keep happening.
Yeah.
It would just keep, and I think he knew that it would just keep happening. So somebody else needs to carry the torch.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. It's honestly far more realistic. I'm actually really surprised. It's a realistic. That's how science is. That's how we've gotten to where we are today. That's how we're watching this on a TV or on a monitor and recording and posting to the internet and sharing these thoughts with so many people. It's it doesn't just not progress doesn't happen with one person. It doesn't happen in one lifetime. It happens. It's the combined effort of the entire human race, and before some things get, especially when there's this kind of opposition from the church.
Yeah. I love when the torture guy thought that he got poisoned. He was freaking out about it.
Yeah. And he just can't. I wonder how he's gonna play into this. Is he gonna be much older?
Yeah.
Is he still gonna be around? Is he gonna get promoted? Is he gonna get moved to another city? Or is he gonna actually come back? Or is just a full on? Is it just gonna be a full on anthology where we don't even really see him that much? Yeah. You know, how anthological is this going to be? Every 3 episodes we're going to get a new guy, and somebody's going to die, and like, you know, it's going to be a new story about how they take the research further, maybe?
Mhm.
Like, what's the structure of the rest of the show going to be? Or is this more of a prologue, and then we get into more of a core story?
Which is interesting, because, like, we already had, like, the old guy die, like, the mentor already died,
Yeah.
and then this kid already also died, and then left a message for whoever found it next. I'm not sure. If
Because
he
10 years later, it must be his friends.
yeah, I guess so, but you'd have to be, like, really careful, because they could, like, you know.
They could destroy. I mean, yeah, that's a risk you take. You know, I think he knew all the risks, because he almost burned Hubert's stuff as well. Like, it could have just as easily happened to his stuff, but it's, you know, it's that's true faith is the thing. That's kind of the contradiction there, is that he is a heretic, but he also has more faith in death. He has more faith in the afterlife. He has more faith in the future than the church actually does.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, he has faith in the truth.
Yeah.
So he knows that it's going to get solved eventually, regardless.
But my point isn't that he has faith. He does have faith, but he has faith, more than faith than the church people have. What do they actually believe in? They just believe in the system. They don't actually even really believe in it. They're afraid of it. Like, even his adopted father was a priest, and he just was living in fear and didn't actually believe it. He was acting against it as well in secret.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like ironically, the person with the most faith is the person who is acting against the people who are said to have the most faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, man. I'm interested to see where the story is going to go now with those guys at the end, you know, what they want, or if they're even smart enough to, you know, figure it out, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You'd like to subscribe to some person.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye.
We're in classroom to Lee, episode 4, season 1. We've got the results from the exams. I also have probably the biggest cliffhanger yet. Biggest reveal.
The Classroom Angel is not a Classroom
Not a classroom angel. She's just psycho, man.
She's crazy.
It's not even like a, you know, she's an angel here but a devil here. She's just split personality.
She's 2 faces.
It's crazy. I like that you asked it. I think it's like, what is the real you? And a part of me thinks it's a crazy one.
Yeah.
Obviously. I kind of thought about this as well. The recent, you know how she's super friendly with everyone?
Yeah.
Any accusation she throws out, he will be on her side.
Of course.
It's like,
That's
no,
her
she
reputation.
wouldn't
She
lie.
would never, yeah, exactly.
I've seen her, she's cute.
Ayana Koji's like nonchalant, would be like, oh, he's the quiet one
He's
in
the
the
quiet,
class.
he's the easy target.
Yeah.
We also had a discussion in the other episode how we're not a fan of Pseudo, so hopefully he can come out.
I hope he changes.
Fixes
The
himself.
amount of points they've sacrificed for that guy.
65 grand for this guy to get 1 point. Crazy. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, comment, check out Patreon if you want to support us a little bit further, get his reactions a little bit early. That's it. Here we go.
Enjoy. Ooh, we should not be upset that others hide the truth from us.
And then some people should
Well,
bring
hide it so often from ourselves.
Or 1v. Has that not got off mine?
I guess so.
Is that how you accept this?
Oh, she's teacher.
She's hanging. Yeah, she's hanging. Oh, that's wild.
1B's quite a high class too.
This means we get paid, by the way. Oh, class B and C are hella close.
Oh, it's her.
She's B. Okay, cool. Miss Robot. Damn.
Oh my goodness.
Show the other 5. What a good move. Class C is gaining on them though, so you gotta be careful.
Ooh, it's sounding positive right now.
Bro, that's a long one.
You bitch. What's wrong with her?
But you know what? She switched back. She actually needed a minute. She's trying hard.
Watch out, girl. She might kill you.
Oh, she knows that you don't know anything about her.
Oh, I wonder how much they got.
Well, they had 87 points, so 8,700, I think.
Oh, okay. They look shocked about that question.
Either that or 870, so either way we're control. Either way, we made a move.
Did they not get that?
Oh. I wonder if you could kick everyone off points.
They just be broke.
You can't just start there.
People doing free stuff away. That's what.
Ah, yeah.
Why is always him?
Please don't ask me how. We've got a lot of stuff going on right now. Oh.
What's he got to do with anything?
Why call me out? Yeah. What am I going to do? That was a lot better if you ask me.
What's he got to do with it?
I think it's because she thought he was dating thingy. You know, he's got a boyfriend aura.
She likes the look of him enough to allow her.
She's like, hey, we look like a good couple.
Yeah. Bitch. Oh,
It's
sorry.
a different girl.
Sorry.
This is rude. You are
Sorry.
rude just because she has short hair.
Sorry.
Gang signs to you. Well, whatever your name is.
Oh, she got to kill out.
Is this the girl that was like, I'm so glad I'm in your class?
Yeah, I think so.
Oof. Oh. Respect them.
Damn.
Real talk, have we met before this? Oh yeah, last episode.
Wow. Wow. Okay, bro.
Bro belongs
I like that.
He belongs with 100 girlfriends.
Aww. Takes a lot of courage to confess.
No offense, but now, this girl's standing here being like, I know you're going to say no. Should I confess anyways?
Yes, that was good, isn't it?
It is. Like, now what? That's lots of points.
No, because he hasn't been spending like everyone else.
Yeah, I know, but... That is so fucking funny.
But at least you know for sure. Instead of being around the bush, sometimes it's just easier not to exactly run away.
That's the tough bit. It's like, I prefer being friends, but can we go back to that? The thing I meant about points, he didn't spend 50,000.
Oh putain.
Oh yeah, true.
So, like, why does he have so many points while I was thinking? Recorded and century
6 p.m.
one of these pseudo cans involved in something.
Oh, was that not the fight?
The one we saw the three guys.
Yeah.
I swear, if he's the reason we get 0 points.
Bro, every time she comes up now, I'm like, oh dear.
I can't take it seriously. I want to punch her every time. No shit. I do find it interesting.
Student council ain't gonna give a fuck about pseudo.
Yeah, with class B. Whoa!
Oh my god, there's a club! This is actual alcohol.
Nah, it's already bubbles, just bubbles. It's sparkling water.
Sorry, bro. What the hell?
It's the craziest fun ever. It's a karaoke club, so. They're bouncers! Bad boy!
It's really just like some rich dude who just... What the hell?
Just drinks
He just
alcohol.
controls...
Please make him drink it. That would be cherry on top.
Oh putain. Ok, alors je pensais que c'était la fin.
Thank you, sir. It's crazy work.
This is freaking weird.
He thinks he's all that, but he's only class C. So,
Yeah,
just saying, bro.
that's why.
Yeah, that's all. How would you survive it?
ほら、So basically, it could be even worse. True.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't even know that.
To be fair, he's not making a bad point. Like, this is a very sticky school. Of course you are.
We don't believe in him. Fuck off.
I'm telling you, it's the power of friendship. Sorry, some people. Never said that.
Yeah, but her eyes would be like...
I like this though, the fact that this is gonna get to us.
Surprised he's still talking to her.
I feel like he's just does not care. Can't wait.
God, she's annoying.
Help us out. Actually, yeah, we helped you out. You help us out.
Maybe it's not that bad, we saw last episode.
Oh, because we saw that one. He's very on edge, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's an actual thing.
Something pretty different.
No, it was class 1B put this up. It says, please connect with an class 1B.
No, I'm talking about the fight. It wasn't the one.
Oh, yeah, yeah, right. True,
Oh,
actually.
that's true.
That's under 1B, and we're not.
Just don't.
Oh, no, we fell for this trick before. Can I actually see how much transfer?
he's just transferring himself, I wonder.
No wonder she's fucking
2 million.
2.6 million. But this is what I mean, like, it shows you it's not just a result of class stuff, you know, your homeworks and that. Can you guys piss off? This is my room!
Sorry, I need to stop
Who's
saying
pissing you
that.
off the most?
Her!
Huh?
Yeah!
Can you, like, not go through my drawers as well? I'm sorry, but this, I don't want you to.
What do you mean? Should we not have done that? Obviously not, idiot. Oh my god.
I actually don't mind the two of
Everyone's
them.
pissing me off.
The two of them, I don't mind. Pseudo pisses me off because he's on our bed without socks. God damn it. Sakura-san.
Oh, she's a bit quiet, actually.
She was about to class.
It's a picture. Oh, she's like, ooh.
She's on the mouth.
Who'd want to ask you anyway?
Everyone, that's the problem.
Just drop that and then leave.
So you guys figure it out. You're smart enough.
She actually ran.
But look, she's this character. Like, she's not switching. Just the fact that fight.
So no one's leaving. Murder.
You got some shit mixed up in your head, man.
Actually, I'm getting it all mixed up because I thought he was like, who do you think did it?
He was like, who would you believe you were the murderer?
I thought he asked who killed
And
him.
then Jenny was like, I can't take you seriously now, but I looked at you like, what was wrong with that?
Damn, bro. And now
Yeah.
no one believes him. Your friend. I'm surprised he's still giving her time of day.
Because it's this side of her. Slash, what's he gonna do?
She speaks.
Does he know her real voice sounds like? Such a waste of time. I think she has genuine split personality. I don't think she's just putting on an act. I think she just flips suddenly and she's a complete different person.
Maybe she was so angry then.
There's no way she's that good of an actress.
Well, if it's just them two, it's not like she changes her voice back to.
That's what I mean. That's why I feel like she genuinely has a complete different personality that sometimes takes over.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a matter of just acting. Because she would have, you know, even like teased her a bit more, like, I still got you,
Yeah,
you know, I
yeah,
can
yeah.
be in trouble.
Well,
Where's the camera? Oh, that was. Oh,
The
fuck.
dog. Maybe she's just in the wrong place.
Maybe she
She
wants-
doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't want to get involved. My mask.
Most people have a mask on.
Yeah, that's true.
That is
There's
a
more
proof
to whatever meets the eye here.
And a lot meets the eye. Let me just throw that on the show. There's always a lot that meets my eyes. Holy crap! This person has 1 point. This person has 1 point. Who is it?
Suzu.
God damn it, people. That is so dumb. Again, no offense.
Yeah, Ichimasu has
Oh, yeah,
2.6 million.
okay, so this is just Japanese versions of these things. That's fine.
Crazy.
I think that's the most we've seen. No one
I
else
don't
has
know
had that
why
one.
she has that much.
There's no way she accumulated that much purely from what
Her
it
grades.
paid monthly. Because the monthly things, even if it got 600
Yeah, it's
points,
only been like 2 months, right?
that would have given him like 60k
Yeah.
points to spare. There's no way. So she's clearly doing stuff outside.
Yeah.
She's somehow aware of these things.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me go, alright, so Class A is easily in the like 10 million points.
That's mad.
Meanwhile, Sudo's out here surviving well.
1 point.
That's why Bro comes around for the gatherings out of the room because he has no food. So he's picking stuff. He's like, oh, you have bed sheets? I don't have bed
Whoa.
sheets.
I don't
That's
know
what
she
he
doesn't
was-
even have any bed sheets.
That's why he wasn't wearing socks. He doesn't own socks. It's
I
actually.
thought they provided that at least.
You fucking think so? Well, Sudo, it don't matter. He probably sold it.
No, he doesn't care.
Oh, he's so special, man. It's so irritating.
I reckon that guy just didn't want to be involved
Salutations.
Drama.
in the drama or anything with class, I guess.
Saying your own name, kind of do your own thing.
Yeah.
But she does mention this mask she has.
Yeah.
I forgot this was also the love confession episode.
I feel bad for that
I
guy.
found it so funny, man. I found it so funny when you just see her running. I'm like,
Aw.
like
I
the
saw you.
beat in her voice. Alright, man. We'll wrap it up here. In this next episode. Guys, it's a good episode. We'll meet in this episode 5. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, comment. Catch you guys there. Bye.
Why, hello, you amazing, beautiful people. Welcome back to another Naruto Shippuden reaction video. So, last episode we had a random reveal where it turned out that Itachi and Shark Guy weren't dead. Now, what that means, I'm guessing they're going to explain this episode. Whether they were, I actually can't even begin to guess. I have no idea. I literally have no clue what it was. So yeah, I can't even think of one guess because I shadow clone or like possessing the bodies or all this sort of stuff. None of it changes the looks, and they didn't react like a shadow clone or anything like that. So I don't
XMG.
know. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see what their deal is. So let's find out. Press that like button. Press
Ah,
that
XMG,
subscribe
j'ai
button.
jamais fait.
Episodes are streamed live on
Okay.
Twitch every single Thursday, and the upload was uploaded early to Patreon for just $1 a month. The links to those videos is in the description. And let's jump into Naruto Shippuden episode 60. I did actually know where he was. I assumed he was still in the village somewhere. Yeah. I want to know what he is. Okay, so based on what he just said, they are exact copies of them, but with less chakra. Meaning that I'm guessing that means that they're fighting them at full strength in a way, but they're gonna like run out way quicker. You know, like imagine like a battery. It's like fully charged battery, 30% battery. You know, it's like if you're fighting one of them with fully charged battery, they're gonna be able to do a lot more, go for a lot longer. But if you're fighting one with 30% battery, they're gonna have to limit their chakra usage and fight with that reserve battery. Meaning that they are technically at full strength, but using way less of their weapons. You know? the jutsus they can use are proportional to quality. Okay, so maybe, so yeah, weaker in a sense that they can't use any of their stronger jutsu. Any jutsu they use is going to be of a 30% quality. You know what's really sad is I've already just presumed Gaara ain't coming back from this, and I presumed it a few episodes ago. He looks too far gone. Bro looks like a fucking zombie. I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
かなりの時間稼ぎをできた。俺なら十分だ。よくやったみたち、貴様。逆に感謝してもらえているぐらいだが、二人とも、この俺の昇天の術で、あの、赤様のメンバーになれたんだ。
I hate this, man. Every time it cuts back to Gaara, I literally wince. I hate seeing it. Like, I hate it. I hate it. I really hate seeing him like that. I really, like, Gaara, they build him up so much for this fucking show. Maybe get moving, boys. Come on. I hate to say it, but Gaara's fucked, man. I have to say, it's actually kind of refreshing to see Sakura looking at Naruto a little bit differently. Because Naruto's gone through a lot, and he continues to go through a lot, and he doesn't really, like, tell everybody everything he's doing all the time. And I feel like Sakura's finally getting to see some of it. Isn't that literally what happened with Gaara and Naruto, though? So they have done it, right? So is it, the thing that I'm not fully understanding yet, if they want to take the beast and put it inside someone else, which is what it sounds like they're doing, there's 9 of them. Does only one of them get the chance to do it? And if so, how do they decide? I feel like you guys got this conversation on the move. You should kind of get going to the cave. Just saying. I'm trying to detach myself from Gaara now, so when it happens, I'm not sad because I just know it's gonna happen. God, Naruto. Fucking love this guy so much. I actually forgot who that was for a second. Yeah, let's be real. From what we've seen, the kind of jutsu that they possess, it is not unlikely to guess or think that they could use something to simply just mind control our boy, which, you know, we've seen. But they can literally just turn people into people. It sounds like this guy is volunteering for a mission to go get Gara back. I think we should all accept his volunteers. Off you go. You can't tell me that ain't Sylvester Stallone. Look at that guy. He literally defended the entire fucking city, man. Don't tell him to stop. He's the only one acting with any kind of sense. They're literally shitting on their damn leader who's just been kidnapped. What kind of fucking message did this send to anyone in the Sand Village of a higher rank that if anyone is kidnapped, you immediately abandon them, forget them, and just try to replace their position? Dickhead. Yeah. That sounds suspicious. I honestly cannot imagine how fucking frustrating it must be for this guy, man. To literally sit there, take all this bullshit from these old dudes who are just dickheads, man. And to just sit there and take it all about his brother. Yeah, you idiot, you got poisoned. You know, we were gonna send you and your sister away on these missions, and the town will shut the fuck up about your missing brother. Oh, boo-hoo, your brother's missing. You know, oh, he protected the entire village from being destroyed. Boo-hoo. That table full of bitches. That's what I see. Oh, just stop showing me this, man. Seems like a polite way of saying he looks fucking knackered. Yeah, the only one who's knackered. It's a shame. I always liked Guy Sensei. I never thought he died that easily. And not even in a fight. Well, kind of a fight. He was fighting against a tree. And he lost. Okay. Yeah, this is a good rant. I hate that he's right. I hate that he's right. He is right. He is right. They're well slow. They clearly don't have the same energy or strength they did before. Going into that cave right now would be a suicide. But I hate it. It just means delaying more time. I hate that he's right. These guys look like a life sucked out. They look like in Starship Troopers after the brain bug said hello. This dude's creepy as fuck. He has two voices. Bro was just having a conversation with himself. Was there an OD narrative? I know we did. He was there at the epic waterfall fight. Wasn't he? He was like there at the big old waterfall fight. He was like watching the fight. So look at this straight. There's Itachi who's just Itachi. Then there's a guy who's like a scorpion. There's a guy who's like a shark. And then there's a guy who's a Venus flytrap. Don't you talk to yourself? You guys already think I'm completely crazy. If I answer that question, then I'm gonna sound even more crazy. Who are you talking to? I was talking to these guys. Who are you talking to? I don't talk to myself like that, but yeah, that doesn't. I'm presuming most people talk to themselves. I don't know if out loud. But yeah, absolutely. Sometimes when I'm on a walk, I'll just like talk out loud, you know. And my wife always says that she might, because I like tell her like that I do this, and she always says that it must be hilarious. You're not even streaming now. Imagine, my God, I would never recover. I just like snap out of it. I just never even press play on my stream. There's like no evidence of the stream or anything. And I'm just like, how do you imagine all that? Man. But yeah, it's like when I talk to myself out loud more than I like to admit. Yeah, I know it's kind of embarrassing to admit actually just saying it. But yeah, I do. I talk to myself out loud. Sometimes when I'm in the house on my own, or if I'm just like if I want to walk, sometimes I'll have these words I talk to myself out loud. It's not that often. I'll usually just have a chat in my head, but but every now and then I'll just like ramble. Or you know, like if someone's pissed you off and you like have like a fake argument with them. You guys like ever do that? Someone winds you up, and then you just go on a walk, and you just have like a fake argument with them out loud. You'll be like, yeah, and that's why I did this, and that's why that, and that's why this, and then fuck you, and you just, you just like argue, and it's like therapeutic. You're like, that's what I should have said. I didn't say anything, but that's exactly what I should have said to that son of a bitch. Yeah, sometimes I'll do that. And those little like rants. I argue with shampoo bottles when I'm in the shower. What do you argue with them about? Yeah, it's great. I usually win sometimes. See, you guys are all just as crazy as me. But yeah, we got Naruto on Tuesday. Don't worry. It's fine to talk to yourself completely sane. The insane ones are the ones who don't talk to themselves. I agree. I love how all of chat is like, yeah, we all do it. Yeah, we all do it. We all talk to ourselves. We're all a bunch of fucking weirdos here. It's fine. Having an argument is normal, but have you ever lost an argument to the voice in your head? Nah. I don't know. Imagine losing an argument. You know, because usually you'll come up with like counterpoints and stuff. But imagine losing an argument. Imagine like you're going over a virtual argument and you lose and you're like, oh shit. You're just like, damn it, alright. Nah, I don't know actually. That sounds interesting though.
How y'all doing? We have a video. It's from a Patreon. I know you're surprised. The patriarch. Anyway, what? Cut. Antoine Daniel. Yes. On le adore. Larmes, tears, adventures, and le Japon. Oh boy. Okay, let's go. Should we do it? Yeah, continue. Okay, then.
Salut, bande de Mongoliens. Dites-moi, bande de gens, vous avez certainement déjà entendu une chanson qui vous
C'était pas moi.
Mongoliens. Dites-moi, bande de gens, vous avez certainement déjà entendu une chanson qui vous reste dans la tête encore et encore et encore et encore. Vous allez m'adorer.
Je pleure, oui, oui, je vais pleurer bientôt aussi. Je pleure, pourquoi? Parce que tu chantes. Pourquoi je pleure? Parce que tu chantes. Je pleure.
Bon, est-ce que quelqu'un pourrait me retranscrire les paroles de cette chanson parce que j'ai un peu de mal à les retenir, un peu comme Around the World de Daft Punk.
Pourquoi je pleure? Je pleure. Comme ça, oui, je pleure. Et les mouchoirs ne suffisent pas. Les mouchoirs. C'est pas mouchoir, c'est papier de cul, ça. Tissu. Ne suffisent pas. Je pleure. Oui, je pleure. Vraiment dur, je pleure.
Bon, ok, je suis sympa, je vous la coupe parce que moi j'ai dû me la taper en entier pour vous là.
Non,
Déjà, c'est chaud, il s'appelle Cheval Jacques, il est belge et il a un site officiel et je suis allé dessus. Oui, cette musique est vraiment sur son site internet quand on arrive dessus. C'est l'hymne national de l'Union soviétique. Déjà, petite parenthèse, son site est ultra complet. Il y a tout sur sa vie, sa femme, ses enfants, sa famille, ses projets, son mariage, des photos.
pourquoi?
Et ce mec a mis en ligne 923 putains de vidéos. C'est beaucoup de vidéos. Mis à part ça, ce type s'éclate
Non, ça c'est bien. C'est pas beaucoup de vidéos, ça. C'est bien.
sur internet et est engagé dans plein de causes caritatives sympas. Donc on est tous gentils avec lui et je lui donne un thumb up. Revenons-en à la vidéo. Je crois qu'il est fan de What the Cap parce qu'il m'a pompé toute ma teinte et ma lumière pourrie. Mais mis à part que la chanson est insupportable, on peut aussi noter qu'il y a un twist, un coup de théâtre, un retournement de situation, une surprise, un événement inattendu.
Je pleure. Foutus oignons de mer. Je pleure. Il faut pleurer. Je pleure. Eh ben, chew some gum. If you chew gum and you peel an onion, you won't cry. Je sais pas pourquoi. Mais c'est vrai. Et ben voilà.
Enfin bref, je préférerais regarder l'intégrale de Plus belle la vie 8 fois de suite plutôt que de réécouter cette chanson. Deuxième vidéo. Vous savez, on a tous un oncle ou un grand-père qui nous inflige des photos de vacances plus ou moins drôles. Enfin, surtout drôles pour lui en fait. Et ben, il y a pire, largement. Est-il vraiment nécessaire nécessaire de faire la liste de défauts de cette vidéo? Ouais! Ok, alors, là, son fond vert est mal foutu, ça lui coupe le crâne en deux. Le jeu incroyable de l'acteur, le fait que ça, ce soit une page de magazine, le fait que les rires préenregistrés viennent d'un spectacle, on peut même entendre l'humoriste parler en fond. Les blagues incroyables, évidemment, le fait qu'il soit chauve. Enfin, la question qu'on doit se poser, c'est pour qui fait-il cette vidéo? Moi, j'ai ma théorie comme quoi c'est un mec de 40 balais, célibataire, forever alone, qui fait des vidéos sur Internet pour plaire à une fille. Quel est l'autre intérêt de faire des vidéos marrantes sur Internet, sinon? Parce qu'en effet, il a acheté une caméra, un fond vert, tout ça. Enfin, c'est un putain d'investissement, quoi. Pour ça. N'empêche que grâce à cette vidéo, je sais enfin comment John Locke a appris tous ces trucs. Bref, je tenais à préciser que cette vidéo existe depuis 2006, qu'elle était sur Dailymotion et qu'elle faisait partie de mon jardin secret depuis bien longtemps. Et j'ai estimé qu'il était temps pour moi de vous la montrer. En parlant de vidéos que je voulais vous montrer depuis longtemps, il y a la troisième vidéo. Vous savez, je parle souvent de vidéos what the fuck-esque, trucs bizarres, tout ça. Et bien, cette vidéo, c'est la plus what the fuck que j'ai pu voir dans toute ma vie. La number one, le top du top. Depuis le premier épisode de What the Cut, j'ai envie de vous montrer cette vidéo. Et ce moment est enfin venu. C'est une vidéo tout droit venue du Japon et elle s'appelle Japan Erection.
Non. Non. C'est pas possible.
Bienvenue dans un monde parallèle où la logique n'a plus sa place, où tout a été divisé par zéro et où Jacques Cheminade est président de la République.
I love your hat, bro. Oh, c'était qui ça?
Ouais. Bon, récapitulons. C'est un japonais quasiment à poil qui a le Japon à la place de la bite. Le Japon à la place de la bite. Et il fait tomber plein d'objets avec. Plein d'objets. Déjà que la vidéo est super bizarre, il nous la fout à l'envers après. Et regardez-moi cette danse à la fin.
Respecte ma puissance et mon autorité.
Cette vidéo, c'est le boss final de l'internet. Une fois que tu l'as vu, tu peux éteindre ton ordinateur et devenir comptable. On peut dire que c'est une belle façon de réviser sa géographie. Et j'imagine qu'avoir des rapports sexuels avec ce monsieur va être particulièrement douloureux. Je vous laisse 3 secondes pour imaginer.
Non.
C'est bon? Vous avez certainement remarqué que quelqu'un tenait la caméra. En fait, ce type est un artiste performeur dont les œuvres sont complètement what the fuck. Je l'ai par exemple déjà vu se faire bombarder de boulettes de terre par de parfaits inconnus. Enfin bref, je vous conseille de la regarder en entier. Ou pas.
Non.
Là, c'était le 9e épisode de What the Cut. Rejoignez ma page Facebook. Suivez-moi sur
Mais ça va
Twitter.
Ça va très vite.
Et le plus important, partagez la vidéo s'il vous plaît, c'est hyper important. Voilà, c'est terminé pour aujourd'hui.
Mais attends. Oui, c'est terminé, mais what? Ouais, les Japonais, ils sont un peu bizarres. Juste un peu. Mais pourquoi? Je comprends pas.
Oh, parfait.
Est-ce que tu comprends
Du
pourquoi?
coup, j'ai eu celui-là.
Peut-être il veut savoir what it would be like s'il avait...
Ça, je peux pas l'avoir.
Parce que les Japonais... Non, c'est pas ça. No, okay, so I would say without a doubt, here's the winner. The winner of the 3 videos is this guy with toilet paper. He was the one. He's the winner this week. What the cut number 9? Le gagnant, Mr. Pleur. Voilà, Mr. Pleur. I mean, there's some weird people in the world. There really is. Just when you think there's some weird people, then you see these what the cut videos, and you're like, there's some really
Quoi?
weird, you know, like
Cette
damn, I thought
pute.
people in the New York subway
Comment il est mort, ce
were
con?
weird, but oh no, hell no. This is a whole other level.
Ah.
This is a whole other level. Impressive. This guy. T'as gagné. Bravo. Okay, anyway, what the cut, episode 9. Always good. Antoine, always delivering. Et voilà, j'attends pour 10 maintenant. Take care, peace out, have a good night. Et bonsoir. What is up, family? We have another Patreon request. Part 3. Partie 3. L'enfer absolu. Bon. Absolu. Yeah. So Bubsy 3D, one of his favorite games. Hands down, one of his favorite games. Ben voilà. JDG. La revanche. Bubsy 3D. Part 3. Let's go. This will do it, folks. This will do. I assume he's going to complete, and it's going to say, congratulations. You won. Game over. That's probably what the ending's going to be like. Anyway, let's go.
Voilà, tu vois, je vais te montrer ce que qui c'est le joueur du grenier. Voilà, tu vas voir. Voilà.
Voilà. You show him who's boss, brother.
Et salut à tous et bienvenue dans une nouvelle revanche sur Bubsy 3D, la dernière revanche sur Bubsy 3D.
Attends. We got some, no. Doesn't seem very loud. Is this that's why.
Parce qu'aujourd'hui, on
Ok, ça c'est mieux. Allez. Encore merde, attends. Ok, voilà.
sur Bubsy 3D, la dernière revanche sur Bubsy 3D, parce qu'aujourd'hui, on finit le jeu, on se débarrasse d'une dernière fois de cette tumeur, alors on va abréger l'intro et passer tout de suite.
It's the last time we're gonna get rid of this tumor. I love him.
Dans le fun. Donc c'est parti, hop, on en était resté à ce niveau, juste après le niveau de l'éléphant là. C'était de la merde, j'ai fait ça, je détruis les deux, là, comme une fois rajouté, c'est impressionnant. Allez, putain de bordel. C'est la dernière fois qu'on joue à ça, c'est tout ce qu'il faut se dire.
For eternity.
Allez.
He's never gonna look at this ever again in his life.
Non, ça veut pas. Ça veut pas. C'est ça. Qu'est-ce que. Donc j'ai appuyé sur carré, j'ai détruit le mur. Donc voilà. Ah, c'est magnifique. Regardez, on voit toute l'attention donnée aux détails de ce jeu. Ça c'est beau, ça c'est du travail. Là c'est vraiment, il a posé sa pêche sur l'écran, les développeurs, et même pas il a demandé à quelqu'un de nettoyer.
Puis 21.
Ah, attends, je sais où c'est.
Puis 21, parfait, je l'ai pas fait.
Voilà. Ensuite,
Et
voilà.
faire deep fire, donc on
Voilà.
fera que les demi-kills.
Ok, on commence. On saute là. Et ensuite, on. Hop là, voilà, c'est bon. Là, c'est bon, je suis dessus. Mais chier. Niquez-vous avec des putes. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
Pourquoi il est mort? Il a fait quoi?
Ça va être rouge.
Qu'est-ce que j'ai fait tout à l'heure?
Allez.
Tout à l'heure, il y a mon micro.
Allez.